Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show with your hosts Ken Tizzard and Music for Goats. Brought to you in full color and stereo sound with amplification provided by Trainer. Broadcasting into the world from Storyhouse Studios in Campbellford, Ontario, you'll hear the best of old country, folk, Americana, punk rock, and 80s music delivered into your homes every week for free. And don't forget your regular dose of new and original songs from Music for Goats. Never be alone on a Wednesday night again, 8 p.m. Eastern and 9:30 for those of you in Newfoundland. Join the Whiskey Wednesday regulars on Facebook to be a part of the conversation, or watch on YouTube as well. Pour a drink, a cup of tea, or a nice cold long tooth. Roll up your best smoke and sit back and relax. Don't forget to hit the share button to help spread the word. The Whiskey Wednesday Show, every week. Cheers.
Tourniquets and damsels in distress.
That's going to be one of the questions tonight, was about your rag that you carry around and what you wipe up with it. But we'll get to that.
Whatever is necessary.
Whatever needs wiping.
It's great for cleaning up fingerprints. You know.
We're live.
Just a minute, I'll double check.
Wednesday.
Gosh, I think you're right.
It's March 12th.
Muscles. Alive, oh.
Alive, what's that?
Cockles and muscles.
Cockles and muscles.
Cockles and muscles, yeah.
Okay,
Hey, Emily.
We're on to all kinds of interesting
That's
stuff
what she
already
used to
here
say.
tonight. Welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show, ladies and gentlemen. It is March 12th, 2025, and tonight we're going to play a little game called Meet the Goats. What we were started off with, one thing we were just talking about was Neil's kerchief that he carries around with him everywhere he goes. Do you have it there? There's your kerchief there.
There it is. Yeah.
What do you use to wipe that up with? Or what do you wipe up with that?
I was going to say, just a minute. What do I do with this? Well, like it's there for, as I said, for, emergency use as a tourniquet or a splint or
But the tie.
for damsels in distress.
For damsels.
Yes.
For damsels who need a tourniquet.
No. In distress, but not that kind of distress. I meant,
But if a
if
damsel
they
needs
happen
a
to,
tourniquet,
if they
can you use
happen,
it for that?
if they happen to, I'm sorry?
If a damsel needs a tourniquet,
Yeah, it can work.
it can work.
Yeah, well, actually, my stretchy belt would work better, but
I think so too.
Yeah.
Or even your fancy tie.
well, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But God, I'd hate to ruin the tie.
I know. I mean, what would you wipe up with your kerchief that you wouldn't wipe up with your tie?
Just about everything.
Okay. I get it now. Your kerchief is of little value to you.
Relatively
even though
speaking,
it is
yes.
your most important accessory.
I wouldn't say it was my most important accessory.
You never know what you got to wipe up the lid. And
Well, I know, but I've got that there. I always have a pocket knife over here, so so I'm appropriately accessorized, I guess would be as good a way of putting it as any. So.
The oldest, wisest Boy Scout, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Neil Lucy.
Yeah.
Tonight we are playing Meet the Goats. It's going to be all kinds of silly questions. I went to all the dating sites to find out what the common first date questions were, and we have a bunch of them for the guys tonight, so that's going to help us to really get to know the goats. And I think the questions are geared to people sort of in their late teens to early 20s, so it's going to be really interesting to sort of hear Mr. Grant's take on the future and stuff like that as a kid. But
I think right now, that, we should all declare the 5th. Even though we're not American.
No, it's the 4th. No, it's the 12th today.
I know it's the 12th. The 5th was last
the 12th.
Wednesday, but I'm talking about the 5th Amendment.
Talking politics, man. I don't know what
Some
you're saying.
foreign country or other, I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
This is a song for an old friend. He requested this one. Oh, good Lord.
That would be me.
Mr. Grant requested this as his
this
favorite song. You're
My
absolutely
favorite
right.
this week.
There you
Sure.
go. Originally, this was a request from an older friend of mine. Send it out to somebody that I own a phone call to. 17, he started to try some things been on his mind. Living life of a man on the go and having a real good time. She came along, there's not much to show. He used to think she was fine. Before she left,
the money was spent on good times of whiskey and wine. Now it's bar stools and drinkers. Couldn't sleep yet anyway. It's low inside, the taste of fame has turned the tide. He's got a coast to coast fever and a highway on his mind. 7 years passed on at last. He decided to hit the road. With his mind on fire and a heart full of ashes, he carried his heavy load. Played his tunes for empty rooms right on down the line. Before he went, the money got spent on good times, whiskey and wine. Now it's bar stools and liquors. Couldn't sleep yet anyway, but it's low inside. The taste of fame has turned the kite. He's got coast to coast fever and a highway on his mind. Ship came in, he was tired and thin, and he didn't know what lay in store. The people came around and the rooms were filled. They were busting through the door. He drew the crowds and they cheered so loud, and it made them feel so fine. Before they went, the money got spent on the good times of whiskey and wine. Now it's a bar, stools and liquors. Couldn't sleep yet anyway, but it's low inside. The taste of fame has turned the tide. He's got a coast to coast fever and a highway on his mind. He sits alone like there's no one home, just staring at the door. Bottle keeps him company, yeah, and he wonders what it stays here for. 'Cause when he drew the crowd, they cheered so loud, he made them feel so fine. Before they went, the money got spent on the good times of whiskey and wine. Now it's bar stools and liquors. Couldn't sleep yet anyway, and it's low inside. The taste of fame has turned the tide. He's got a coast to coast fever and a highway on his Now it's lost stones and liquors. Couldn't sleep yet anyway, but it's low inside. The taste of fame has turned the tide. He's got a coast to coast fever and a highway on his mind. He's got a coast to coast fever and a highway on his mind. Oh, he's got a coast to coast fever and a highway on his mind.
Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just whipped that one up there just before you all showed up tonight. Mr. Grant was like, "Isn't there a harmony in that we just worked out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." He's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I think so." And then I went to, get Allison all squared away, and I came back. I heard Mr. Grant and Neil and here doing all that stuff, and I thought, okay, cool. I guess we're doing that one. That's it's time to get to know Mr. Grant a little bit now that he's after commenting on that so much. Okay, so we've got a couple of questions for each of you throughout the night, and then at the end we get to the dreaded would you rathers, which are now the dating questions that are like really, really important. Mr. Grant.
Yes, Mr. Tizzard.
As you move into the world, what is your dream job that you hope to get?
I hope to go straight into retirement. Thank you.
Straight into retirement.
Excellent answer.
Now, as a 20-year-old Mr. Grant, if you were hanging out with some lady on LSD in the fields looking at the skies, and she said, "What's your dream job?"
There we
Ken?
go.
What would you say your dream job is?
I think I'll be a philosopher. Thank you.
There you go. And congratulations, as you're the wisest man I know.
Yeah, there you go, Ken Descartes.
I'm going to give Mr. Grant the second question as well,
Yeah, all right.
which is a question that probably is easier to answer now.
Uh-oh.
Who inspired you the most in life?
Oh, man. Well, that would be my old friend Greg Brown, who none of you know, my dear departed friend.
Wow, Greg Brown.
Yeah.
Was he a musician?
He turned my life around. Yes, he was one of the Hartney Mountain Boys.
Okay, I've heard you mention him before.
Got me playing in the bars. Started me off on my life of crime.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you have any music?
Taught me how to live cheap.
That's a very important thing to know.
Yeah.
Where was he from?
He was from Illinois, but he was a draft dodger. I knew him from Toronto.
Okay. And what time of life was this?
This was, I met him when I was like 22, 23.
Cool.
And when I was 24, no, when I was still 23, I moved up north to where he lived at that point, up near New Liskeard.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a whole group of draft dodgers that had been sent up there to Homestead.
Okay.
Yeah, I fit right in.
That's very cool.
Kind of like a fifth column?
Kinda, yeah.
That's pretty wild.
They were known as hippies, although it was already the mid-'70s, you know.
Yeah.
Things don't move so quickly up there.
Canadian hippies, right? That's a
Yeah.
different thing
Hippies, yeah.
altogether.
Yeah,
Different thing
but they
altogether.
were mostly American.
Right. But that's where you and the Canadian
So-
hippies hung out, right?
I've always appreciated the the silver lining in the American draft and how it caused all those great creative people to move up north here.
That's true.
It may happen again.
Changed your life, right? Changed your
It
life.
did indeed.
Very cool. Okay, tonight we are getting to know some of the goats. That was Mr. Grant that answered very, very fantastically to a couple questions. Hey, everybody, how you doing there? Rachel Zinger, nice to see you. Gibro from South Bend, nice to see you. We got a couple of new YouTube friends on here stopping by. Broadcasting to a few different channels. Those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you're enjoying. Haven't seen Tony yet tonight there, buddy. We are going to do a brand new song for you all tonight. Not brand new to the world, brand new to us. This will be the first time we ever played it. Me and Neil touched in on this one a few weeks ago when we did the duo show, and we were celebrating Ron Hines, my Newfoundland dearly departed friend and songwriter, co-conspirator in a life of music. Chill Bill from Pensacola, how you doing? Nice to see you. Cool, one of these YouTube people showing up. We're going to do a song by Ron Hines right now. We don't introduce new songs very often, so this for us is a fun thing, and hopefully we can play it. And those of you who aren't familiar with what we do, this is a song that we do by an old Newfoundlander who's no longer with us. It's a song called The Record Man, which I believe he wrote after doing a big label deal, which we all know how big the label deals can make you bitter. This is just a real take from Ron Hines. It's not really bitter, it's just kind of real.
I'll say, I bought a shirt a few weeks back, and the label was so damn big, I took it back.
Yeah. Everybody hates a big label.
Exactly.
Sometimes I gotta take the blame, sometimes it's not my fault. I could put money on the table, I could keep it locked away in my vault. I could decide to cure your ills, I could fill your wounds with salt. I could put you right in the driver's seat, I could bring your career to a halt. I don't expect you to understand. It's the one thing that makes me a record man. Hey, I'm a record man. I got a digital watch, I'm short on time. I got a view from the 44th floor, and I don't gotta look too far to the past to see what lies in store. I got a steel chain, skeleton keys, hanging like a waterfront horse. It ain't like I got a life of my own, why the hell should I care for yours? I never reach to you for a helping hand. This is one thing that makes me a record man. I'm a record man, and I nurture them, watch them grow, put their desires first. Seen them come and I seen them go, like balloons that might have burst. All of these artists, who do they think they are, cashing in on a claim like that? Skinny kids from suburbia can't wait for their turn at bat. So you hit a home run on your first time out, and the season is yours for a song. You can derail on a comeback trail where the road is rocky and long. I've got a future, you got a 5-piece band. It's the one thing that makes me a record man. I'm a record man, and I nurture them, watch them grow, put their desires first. Seen them come and I seen them go, like balloons that might have burst. Sometimes I gotta take the blame, sometimes it's not my fault. I could put money on the table, I could leave it locked away in my vault. I could decide to cure your ills, I could fill your wounds with salt. I could put you right in the driver's seat, or I could bring your career to a halt. I don't expect you to understand. It's the one thing that makes me a record man. I'm a record man. I'm a record man. Oh, I'm a record man. I'm a record man.
Record Man from Ron Hines. I happen to know some of the backstory on that song, and it's fantastic. Ron is such a great songwriter. He had such a way of, I've said it so many times about the Newfoundland culture. He managed to capture it and flash it back to us, which is amazing. And he's done it in so many other ways as well, talking about the record business and, songs like Old Perlican, about sort of being a Newfoundlander in Nashville trying to sort of get a gig and stuff like that. Just great stuff. Hey, Jay Brew. Hey, TV Test Pattern. How y'all doing? Tonight, oh, man. Okay, so that one was for...
You.
That one was for me. Oh, yeah, that was my favorite new song, so that was my choice.
So, Ken, what would your dream job be?
Oh, my dream job. I wanted to be a forensic pathologist.
Did you?
Yeah. In high school, I wanted to be a skateboarder, and then I wanted to be somebody who, played music, theater. I was willing to do sort of anything in the arts or skateboarding. But at the same time, even though I was doing all those things in the back of my mind, I thought, well, when I grow up, I'll just become a forensic pathologist.
Sure.
And then when I was sort of 19 or 20, I kind of looked into it. I thought, okay, this sort of telemarketing thing is not going so well. And I was in Toronto, telemarketing stuff. I thought, maybe I should just look into forensic pathology. And I did a little research, and I realized it was like 14 years of school before I actually worked. And I thought, I'm starting a little late. So I just started playing more music. But in all honesty, I don't know. I got my first guitar when I was really young, acoustic guitar, and I just remember sitting on the bed strumming it, not knowing chords, just strumming and playing, and just feeling like, oh, this is right. That's one of my earliest memories of feeling right. We're going to play some Queen for you next, a request for Allison, her favorite song. Allison is the producer of the show, for those of you who don't know. David. David, do we have a camera for David so that we can get some of these questions on board here, Barry? Gonna wait. There we go. There he is, the man of the hour. David, it is time for your question. Getting to know a goat. What is your hidden talent? That's a great one.
My hidden talent.
And you're 19. This is like a girl that you're interested in asking you, not me at 55.
My hidden talent would have to be card tricks.
What's that?
Card tricks.
Card tricks?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was when you were 20, or that was your thing? Or it still is. You're into magic?
I haven't done them in years, but when I was in college, I used to do card tricks and sleight of hand stuff.
Were you a magician? Like,
No.
you didn't say you were. You didn't go to like special clubs and stuff.
I had
It was just drinking tricks.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I had a deck of cards. It was a 52 deck of cards, but 26. That's at half. 26 of the cards were like a 16th of a millimeter shorter than the rest of them.
Yep.
So when you were holding them, you'd see the pattern a certain way. When you slapped them on the table, they would all be the same. It was all the Jack of Hearts. But if you turned it over and slapped it again, it would all be a variety of cards. So depending on how you were holding the deck, you knew it was going to be that one card, or it was going to be others. But yeah, that type of stuff. That made me a lot of money when I used to do that at the pub.
Just think, that could have put you through school to become a forensic pathologist.
I know. I used to do it at the pub on Wednesday nights when people were drunk. I'm like, okay, I'd break out the cheat cards, and everybody'd sort of put a few bucks down, pay my tab. It was fun, Okay, hidden talent. That's great. Yeah, so we'll have to get you to show us a card trick sometime.
Okay.
What's your favorite memory? Favorite memory of all time, David Lawrence.
My favorite memory of all time.
Wow.
I would say it would probably be at a concert that I got to see, and just the feeling that I had there, and I guess you'll want to know what show it was.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It was the Allman Brothers.
Allman Brothers, over the Grateful Dead, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Allman Brothers in Dallas, Texas. Or no, it was actually in Plano, Texas, I believe.
Okay,
where
cool.
I saw them, and that was...
Well, that'd be the right place to see it, too.
It was totally the right place to see it.
And that was just magical for you.
That night was magic, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Was there any drugs involved?
Yes.
Even in Texas. Take that, Texas.
Exactly. Really living dangerously.
Okay, Neil, you're going to be up soon. Oh my God!
dear.
But before that, we've got to play another song. This one. This is for Allison. Yeah, okay. We played this song. We learned this song a couple of weeks ago to play at the whatchamacallit, Mr. Grant.
The Whiskey Wednesday show, I think.
Yeah, I think
That's why we played it.
It was the Whiskey Wednesday show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the love show.
Yes.
And we learned this is a love song, and I guess it is it totally is a love song. it's a crazy little thing called Love Song.
Indeed.
Anyways, we're gonna try this out again here. See how we do it. This one goes out to Allison. One, two, three.
This thing called love, I can't handle it. This thing called love, I must get round to it. Don't like it. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love, it cries like a baby in a cradle all night. It swings, it jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish. I kinda like it. Crazy little thing called love. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold fevers and leaves me in a cool, cool sweat. I've gotta be cool, relax, get here, get on my track, take a backseat, hitchhike, take a long ride on a motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. Gotta be cool, relax, get here, get on my track, take a back seat, hitchhike, take a long ride on a motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing called love, it cries in a cradle all night. It swings, it jives, shakes all over like a jellyfish. Kinda like it. Crazy little thing called love. 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 Crazy little thing called
That was fun. I gotta say again, and I mean, I'm not just Steve Ostelfano. This tune is doing it for my mom and dad.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're probably the same age as me.
It's a funny thing because I've been using this amp, the Deadwood amp, which is a brilliant. I think he said it was a 35 watt amp. I can't even remember, but I'm getting more and more into it. And I actually changed the mic today. You know what I put? You know what I put on it? Like the last thing you'd think to put on a guitar amp, 57.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm like, I've got all these other great mics. I'm going to try it out on the guitar amp, and everything kind of sounded not right, not right, not right, not right, not right. And then after last week, I was just like, fuck, man. I said, I got to see if something's wrong. Let me just throw a 57 on, because I know a 57 is just going to sound like it. I threw the 57 on. It's just like, there it is. That's what's been missing. So, anyways. Barry, if you're looking for your 57, by the way, it's out being used on my amp. Oh, my God. It's Neil's turn to be put on the hot spot. Oh, my God.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so we've got some...
Now I know what I can use my handkerchief for.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, my goodness. When masturbating...
I knew this. I knew this. I knew this was going to happen.
No.
I haven't been able to because you kept it.
The hippo.
You kept my hippo
I know.
masturbator, yeah. So
But you have other masturbation tools, don't you?
No. I mean, like, I'm a true blue guy, I mean, like, it's,
Okay.
I don't fool around.
Right, just like Jack. Our Jack, he has a little humpy toy.
Exactly.
He does
Yep.
not swiver. Neil is, what do you call that?
Devout.
Dedicated?
Loyal?
Loyal.
Committed.
Loyal and committed.
Lonely?
Getting lonely. Getting to know the goats. No, Neil, the question that I have for you, and I think I know what the answer is going to be. And of course, you can say your kids and stuff, but that's not really what I'm talking about. Something that you are proud of.
Something I'm proud of. I had a small farm for about
I knew you were
15
going here.
years.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it is. And what I'm proud of is the fact that for a number of years, there used to be a provincial tree nursery just outside of Orono, and you could buy seedlings. And for about 5 or 6 years, I planted 1,000 to 1,500 of those every year, kind of thing. And you now drive by, and there's a 30-foot tall white pine forest there that I created. And
That's pretty cool. And that's just on, you can see it from the 401.
from the 401, yeah.
Like just when you're,
Just west of the Newtonville exit.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just east.
Yeah, there used to be a farmhouse there you could see from the road, and that was always my indicator to see,
Yeah.
oh, this is where Neil's land starts.
Yeah, well, that was my farmhouse.
That was, but it's gone now.
No, it's still there,
It's
but you
just
just
grown
can't
over.
see it. You
Yeah,
can't because
yeah.
of the
So
trees.
it's gone as far as I know, because
Well,
I
yeah.
can't see it.
Of
It's just like,
course, yes.
China is gone.
Makes perfect
I
sense to
can't
me.
see it. It's gone.
Out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
That's sort of what's on
Yeah,
so many
okay.
levels. That's so many levels.
Okay, next question.
Joe has a question. Neil, did you shave your balls for this interview?
Absolutely.
Neil always shaves his
Yes,
balls.
sir.
You've got to remember that. That's what the song's about. No,
The only time I don't is in the middle of winter, Joe, because it gets kind of cold. So yeah.
True. How much hair do you keep down there in the winter to keep you enough
All of
to
it.
keep you warm?
All of it.
He's got that rug down there. Okay, what is your favorite book?
My favorite book. I think I'd have to go with Lamb.
Oh yeah. That's your favorite book. Good for you, Jay Elliott. Yes, we are all up in Canada. We're in Ontario. Lamb by
Christopher Moore, I believe.
That's right,
Christopher
Christopher
Moore.
Moore. It's
Yeah.
a wonderful take
Yeah.
on the life of Jesus, and
Yes.
it is just
yeah,
absolutely a
Jesus
great read.
as a teenager.
Well,
through his
it fills in the gap between that we don't get in the Bible. So
Between 1 and 33.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a terrific.
It's hysterical. Did I give you my copy? Is that what you got?
No, I think somebody bought me. I think maybe you bought me a really nice copy.
Is the
that's
leather one with the
leather
gold?
bound with the
Looks
gold?
like a
Oh, it
Bible?
looks like a Bible. Yeah.
I love that.
Spoken like a good
I
ex-Baptist
love that
here,
one.
I
That's
guess.
so
Yeah.
great. Michael Monroe is wondering if Neil lifts weights.
I do. Nothing terribly serious, but I try to, every other day kind of thing between my swimming, I try to, do a little bit in the way of curls and, arm extensions and that sort of stuff.
Keeping the muscle toned as it would be.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that gets harder as we age to keep the muscle toned.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
There you go.
Yeah, so, a little bit of weights, but I guess my major exercise is swimming. I'm up to a mile a couple of times a week, so that's not...
You do a lot, yeah.
That's not
Swimming
too
a mile is a
bad, yeah.
fucking massive thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
it's crazy. Okay, we're getting to know the goats here. Um,
And of course, Stan, I walk Stan a lot. And then at this time of year, bring him home and throw him in the bathtub and hose him down because he's usually got about 3 pounds of sand in him by the time we get back.
yeah, Stanley's pretty low to the ground this time of year.
Very. He's low to the ground all the time. But,
Yeah, that's true.
at this time, the year of the ground kind of comes up to meet him. So.
We're going to play a song called The Devil. I dedicate this to Phil Din tonight. I wrote it the day that Phil died. Getting to know Ken Tizzard is boring. I'm an open book. Unless anybody has any specific questions, I wasn't going to give myself questions for it. It sort of seems kind of weird. Like, give myself questions. Like, how many gold records do you have? Well, I don't know.
How many different hairstyles have you had?
Oh, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing.
Don't avoid the question.
Different hairstyles, good Lord. You name it, I've been there. That's my thing. That's my thing. But we'll get back to some more questions.
So dreads and spikes and the present.
Dread spikes, mohawks.
Vagabond look?
Vagabond look, balding look. Green, red, blue, yellow, white. In Barry's Bay, Ontario. I'm not sure where Barry's Bay, Ontario is.
Oh,
Anybody
for
know where
heaven's
Barry's Bay
sakes!
It's north.
is? Okay.
It's just kind of it's on the top of Lake Kaministiskeg, and it's just kind
Oh,
of
that car.
Okay.
Little-
well,
little
Michael on YouTube was wondering if we were in Barry's Bay.
a little bit north of Combermere. Combermere's on the east side of that lake.
We're not.
Okay,
We're not
if
there,
you
though.
okay, if you go through Algonquin Park and keep on taking
Where's
Highway
Algonquin
60
from here?
Where's Algonquin?
Yeah.
Well, of course it's
North.
south. It's just right around Georgia.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Michael Monroe, what's Ken's favorite U2 album? Oh, okay. Boy War October is the answer. But the one that I find myself putting on the most actually is Live at Red Rocks. It's just something about that live album. They just caught something. And at that time in my life, I was sort of so into the band from Boy War in October. And when I heard those songs played live at Red Rocks in the video that came out as well. So my favorite album is those four. I can't decide. But anything else after that by U2, I'm not interested in listening to at all. Watching from the Maritimes, show us your stuff. Oh, good Lord, Paddy Duffy. You know something? We'll pull out something. I was trying to think of you want something from the Maritimes? We could do. We haven't done Ron in a while, but let's do a little something into Ron, maybe Cherokee. We're gonna do the Devil first, and then we'll come back.
And this is my choice, and this really is, I think, pretty much my favorite of all the songs that you've written, and it's also Elaine's favorite. So.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
Well, I wrote this one. When I was home in Newfoundland visiting a friend, on tour with Ron Hines. No, this one was before. No, it wasn't. It was during the Ron tour. A bunch of this stuff was written then. Yeah, he inspired me a lot in that Newfoundland Labrador tour we did. Anyways, I wrote this one the day Phil didn't die. Tonight I felt the rain and I just got wet. I was sorry that you came and then you left. So I went outside for a smoke, with you and a toke. I felt the rain and then I just got wet. Today across the road that no man should, I chose to walk away from a place that used to be so goddamn good, and I went out searching on my own, trying to find my home, trying to get along the best I could. And I met a big old man out on that road. His face was flying around, we shared a heavy load. He was big and rude and surly and mean, and when I told him my story, he replied to me. He said, "What do you mean? What the hell are you running for? What would it be you're running to? What would it be you're running from?" And I stayed with that man and he gave me a room. And I worked a couple of jobs, I pushed some brooms. I'd go out shopping in the stores, I'd never want for more. I was happy, just me in my room. This went on for a while and then I got so sad. I started feeling lonely and I started feeling bad. And I woke up late one night and I tried to take my life. And I remembered all the best I'd ever had. And then I woke up in the day and everything was fine. I couldn't wait to tell my story and just let it all unwind, and I
looked around to take stock, but there was no one to go for a walk or have a beer and sit and talk about old times. The devil lives in St. John's, Newfoundland. Some say she's a woman, others say that he's a man. It might be gambling, it might be booze, drugs or women and brand new shoes. But the devil lives in St. John's, Newfoundland. In the corners, in the darkness, you can see him walking. In the corners, in the darkness, you can see him walking. In the corners, in the darkness, you can see him walking. In the corners, in the darkness, you can see him walking. In the corners, in the darkness. You will see him walking.
Jason Wood said favorite punk band. Oh, that's so hard. I mean, I listen to a lot of SNFU, but I listen to a lot of DOA because DOA have like 40 records out compared to SNFU's like 6. Dead Kennedys, Husker Du. I mean, it's so hard to say. I mean, if I had to pick a band right now today that I would go to see, it would be the Chats actually, and they're coming to Toronto. Australian band. They're like a really cool, like they sound like an 80s hardcore band. Really,
I like Jigger.
Well, Jigger, they're more of a metal band.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, Jigger are awesome.
I like him anyway.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. What was the question from Joe? Joe, will Ken perform House of the Rising Sun with Joe? Who's Joe? I'm not sure what that means, Joe. Maybe pose the question again. Any chance you and Allison will sing? Any chance we'll see Allison sing with you, Ken? Your daughters did. Oh, Allison. Ron, I think Allison singing. It's never come up. I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I think it might
Ball's in your court,
might
Allison.
have sort of happened at this point. Might have sort of happened at this point in time. I'm not sure. Why don't we do a little, let's do a little Cherokee or Red Prairie Dawn into Sonny's Dream. Well, let's keep going here as we're going. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's 8:42. Okay, let's see here. We'll keep her going. We got some Newfoundland. We got some more Newfoundland coming up with some Ron Hines. Barry, right now we have a video coming your way, buddy.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Every Wednesday we will be here, rain or shine, richer or poorer. Tip jar is in the link above. Never expected but always appreciated. Never confuse the size of your paycheck with the size of your talent. I've got all the money I'll ever need if I die by midnight. Always appreciated, never expected. Please feel free to drop us a line regarding anything, including a link to your money. Cheers.
I came here from the city, trying to find some peace of mind, to get myself on track and buy myself some time. This town is growing on me. Here's a song.
I'm back. There we go. Thank you, Patty. We're every Wednesday, my friend, keeping the world away from talking about politics and off the TV. Mike Monroe, have you checked out the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard? Yes, I have. It's pretty awesome stuff. It makes me. I was always sort of weirded out about my name, of course, because it's fucking Tizzard. Let's face it.
Try Lucy.
Well, at least Lucy is something people have heard of before. It's not like some fictitious name.
The context is usually one given with a great deal of humor. But
yeah, and growing up in England in the 40s, like being called Lucy.
Well, I actually grew up here, and it was in the 20s.
In the 20s.
Yes.
The 1820s.
Yeah.
You weren't born in 29.
1920s, yeah.
You were born in 29?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm 95.
That's what I thought. Getting to know the band, ladies and gentlemen. We had a question for Barry. Yeah. Yeah. Now, Barry, I'm just going to talk into Mr. Grant's mic. We'll hear you there. Question for Barry here. What is that you find yourself thinking about more than anything else most of the day?
Lord
I can-
God, really?
His next cup of coffee, I can answer that.
Yeah, I got the pot on all the time, Neil. I don't know. What do I'm just thinking of summer right now.
So every day you kind of wake up, you're thinking about summer all the time?
Yeah, I check the temperature, see what it's like out, and look and see how much snow melted yesterday.
You're fixated on the weather,
I am,
and that's
well,
because it's
just
going to
for-
help
just for
your
now.
it's going to
Just
help
to get
your
through this, yeah.
hands and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Think about the weather a lot. Okay, that's interesting. My dad was focused on the weather all the time.
I mean,
he
like it's not an obsession or anything, right? It's just-
okay. Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to summer this year because there's some new things going on, right? And
Okay.
got the camping thing happening and the trip down
True.
east. I'm looking forward to getting down there, right?
Good
so,
stuff.
Yeah.
So you're preoccupied with, or not preoccupied, with thinking a lot about the positive stuff that's coming in the future. That's great. What a
Yeah,
great place to
for
be.
sure.
Lucky for you. Wow. Okay, that's enough from Barry. He's too
I always
positive.
think about the weather when I wake up. But it's, it's kind of like whether or not to get out of bed.
Oh, yeah, that's wet weather. That's another one.
Oh, that
Thank
was
you.
so cheesy. So cheesy.
You should know you wrote the book on it.
This is a song called Morsy. This is for David. Okay, Morsy, this is a song from the new record, and it goes just like this. I'm going to hide this piece of paper because I hate seeing it on the desk. Put it back under my seat there. Get into position. Come over here. Turn on the reverb. Echo. Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Okanagan. For once in my life, I'm feeling sorry for people around me who think I'd be better off dead, or at least being quiet. It didn't take much to get it started. Some simple words between two friends. But then again, a spark can burn your whole house down. My guardian angel has a voice like Morsy. He'll call you out and make you his fool. You stopped making sense shortly thereafter. You wished you'd never open your mouth. You tried to hide behind a lie that someone else gave you. My guardian angel has a voice like Morsy. He's cruel, sublime, and appropriately ill. My guardian angel has a voice like Morsy. He'll call you out and he'll make you his fool. I couldn't quite take the pressure. The pressure was more than I could take. So I filed it away and I thought maybe I'll come back to it a little later. I heard your name through a friend today. He apologized for bringing you up. I said that's alright, I was over it before. Morsy. He'll call you out, he'll make you his fool.
I successfully managed to unplug my headphones halfway through that song. Oh, there we go. That's what everything sounds like again. Okay. What are we all drinking tonight? I'm drinking that apple moonshine again. Mr. Grant's on the old scrotum. Is that what you're drinking?
I'm drinking, it's called Tintagel.
Oh, Tintagel.
Tintagel, named after King Arthur's castle there on the coast of England. Tintagel. From the Celtic Brews Company over on Kent Street here in Campbellford.
Is that Jez's
People,
place?
really good beer,
Yeah.
really good price. Check it out.
I've heard really good
By the
things about
keg.
that.
By the keg, yes.
Focal Brewing. Oh, Focal. Oh, Adam's drinking the Focal. Absolutely, that'd be cool. We should get some Focal over here. I'd like to try that stuff out. Chill beer. Chill Bill is having a beer. Neil's drinking water, of course. Yeah, we haven't had a supply from Longtooth in a while. I got to reach out to Lucas and see what's going on there. I do miss having my Wednesday night beer, but that's okay because we've got great music, and you don't need alcohol to have a good time.
That's what my mom
Just
always
weed.
said.
Just weed. Well, weed is good. I think I'm going to drop over to the thumb pick for this one here. Another tune from Newfoundland. In Newfoundland, there's Jiffy Cabs, Bugdens, Co-op. There's a bunch of them. And there's a bunch of new ones there now too. But I used to always love Jiffy because you'd call them and say, can I get a cab to 1 Hayward Avenue? They'd say, yeah, be there to Jiffy. I love that. But cab drivers in Newfoundland were an interesting breed. They'd pick you up, they'd tell you who they are, and they'd talk to you the whole drive, tell you all kinds of stories about Newfoundland and back home and who their family is and where they're from and all that stuff, whether you want to know it or not. And then when they drop you off, they reintroduce themselves again while they're shaking your hand. Oh yeah, well I'm Jimmy, from the blah. I said, oh fuck, okay, you told me that already, cool. Anyways, once again.
I think it's charming.
I think it's totally charming. I love it. And Ron managed to capture that in the form of this song. The first and the last verse are an introduction from a cab driver. And the stuff in between is the story. And it's quite neat. Charmaine, I get your point. And you know something? Argument well taken. Argument says, conversely, you don't need fun to have alcohol.
There we go. Thank you, Charmaine.
Charmaine.
Atta girl.
Taxied up and down this town since 1954. I wore out 10 or a dozen cars over 30 years or more. Drove the other side of midnight to the clear edge of dawn. Seen a whole lot of what wasn't right and even more of what was wrong. This man jumps in my cab one night. I'm sitting at the stands. He slumps down in the back seat with his face down in his hands. The numbered out of town address was his only remark. Till we're halfway out the highway, and he speaks up from the dark, and he says, I can find no comfort in this night. Friend, I believe I might have taken someone's life. I remember screaming, I remember the front door slam, but I can't recall how I got all these stains upon my hands. I drop them at this dirty shack. He's the picture of despair. I can't remember what the meter read or if he even paid the fare. All I recall is a sweet relief. I was halfway back to town when a police cruiser with a flashing light was flagging me down. He said, "Where'd you take that last fare, mister?" There are times I hear him whisper in the night, "Friend, I believe I might have taken someone's life." I remember screaming, I remember the front door slam, but I can't recall how I got all these stains upon my hands. Drop him at this dirty shack. He's the picture of despair.
We've already sang that. Back to the G. Ready to do that last verse now?
Sure.
It's the introduction again. There we go.
Taxied up and down this town since 1954. Wore out 10 or a dozen cars over 30 years or more. Drove the other side of midnight into the clear edge of dawn. Seen a whole lot of what wasn't right and even more of what was wrong. 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 Even more of what was wrong.
There you go. Boogeyman, Ken and Ethel, Llewellyn and Ethel, oh, so nice to see you. Hope you're doing well there. It's great to be playing. I hope you're sitting at home, chilling out, relaxing, having a cup of tea or a bevy or a draw. Joe Murray says, loving the sound of that amp. What all is channeled through it? You know something? That's it. That's the reverb built into the amp. It's a really, but the only thing that I do have on it is just like a slight slap delay. Jordan asks about the thumb pick. Do I find it helpful when finger picking? I do. I mean, the hybrid picking, which I do a lot of, I'm kind of used to it. But when it comes to doing some of those songs that Ron writes, he does an interesting thing where he kind of, keeps that upper side ringing. If he's playing in G or C or A minor or any of those chords, and he moves around while keeping that going, right? So I find with this style of playing, I like the pick because if I want to do that type of thing where I do a little riff and I've got the thumb pick on, even though the thumb pick is easier for the actual riff, I find I get a little tangled up. So when I want stuff that's heavy on the thumb, I will use the thumb pick. Otherwise, I'll use the guitar and alternate picking. But yeah, no, this amp is sounding great. I'm loving it. The issue it was having the last couple of weeks was I didn't have the right mic on it. But we got the 57 on it now. Standard fucking thing. Hey, Mr. Grant, ripping up your sets, ripping up your charts. Those charts are precious, man.
I know, I've had that for years. I never ripped it yet.
Yeah, you've had that one since, like, we did West Bend, like when we did the Ron Hines duo, like a few months after he died. Must be almost 10 years.
It must be, yes. Wow. I would say.
Oh. I almost forgot. It's that weird thing now. I got 3 more. I'm not going to put Barry through this because this is the new dating thing. apparently now, if you're dating, this is a new thing that a lot of people like to do. A thing called Would You Rather. And these Would You Rathers, some of them are kind of meant to be discussed at don't be reading them. Some of them are meant to be discussed over dinner, you know, sort of for the course of an hour, almost like a philosophical debate. You know?
Don't leave where I can see them.
There's lots of interesting options to both sides. So we're going to start with Neil. Oh no, I'm going to leave that one for Neil. We're going to start with David. Can we get? No, we're going to start with Mr. Grant. We're going to start with Mr. Grant. Oh, I even have written here who I was doing it for. Okay, so this is a philosophical one for Mr. Grant, okay? Right. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's a silly night tonight. We're doing Get to Know the Goats. So, Mr. Grant, this is a would you rather, okay? You can think about it for a moment, and you can ask questions. I'll clarify as well. Would you rather have a hand made of ham, or an armpit that dispenses sunblock?
No.
No, no, this is would you rather. You have to pick one of them.
Pick one.
And
I'll go with the sunblock, you know.
Oh, you're going to go with the sunblock?
Yeah.
Okay. The ham is edible. Does that change your...
No.
No?
No.
You can have permanent food. It doesn't hurt you to eat it.
Yeah, my hands are sacred, man.
Your hands are sacred.
The armpits are up for grab.
Okay, good. Oh, well, that's a good logic on that. That one went way better than I thought it would. Okay, I'm going to put that away because I want Neil reading his and preparing an answer. Neil, do you have questions for Ken? Joe was asking. No, he does not. He has no questions for me.
I know him intimately.
Yes, exactly.
Not that kind of intimate, but I know him quite well, let's put it that way.
Michael Monroe, yes, no, we haven't had sex, me and Neil. Michael Monroe, just to clarify what Neil was trying to say.
So that was just a dream on my part?
Michael Monroe wants to know how me and Mr. Grant got tangled up. How did Mr. Grant get tangled up with KT and Bad Intent? Now, you came in before Bad Intent, right? You came in at the end of the variety show Players.
That's right, yes.
I was working with Mr. Ken Layton and Dave Mowat.
Layton
We were
and
doing
Mowat,
trio
yes.
shows
Yes.
as acoustic guitar, basically kick and snare drum, and harmonica, which was a really interesting trio.
Right.
But then we brought you in, and it
Yeah.
became a different thing. We started exploring with the electric guitars. And God, how long ago
And
was
we
that
did
now?
record that album with
We
the
did
variety
record
show
a variety
players.
show players album,
It was
exactly.
Between the Lines? was
Between the
that what that
Lines,
was?
yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of got flattened out for a few. That album was a hard one to make. It didn't really happen right, and it never really got recorded properly, unfortunately. It's like a nice collection of songs, but it's not a great
Yeah.
album by any stretch.
I had worked with both those guys before, Dave Mowat and Ken Layton, in a couple of different bands.
That's right.
But what got me involved was here when you called me up and said, hey, you feel like playing bass with the variety show players? And I went, nah, sure.
I remember driving out to your house in a snowstorm to drop you off a cassette tape
Yeah.
of some rough recordings. Oh my, funny, funny, funny. This song is called End of the World. One, two, 1, 2, 3.
I don't want to hear about your new sensation. I don't want to reconnect my old relations. I don't want to hear your frustrations all of the time. It doesn't take a genius to see that she's a girl. It doesn't take a genius to rule a broken world. It doesn't take a genius to ignore the facts all of the time. There's no sense in asking, is this the end of the world? We'll know it's over when it's done. There's so many ways I pictured in my head, but I never saw this one. Those truths are dangerous, rumors and lies, far from the truth, and nobody it's over when it's done. There's so many ways I pictured in my head, but I never saw this
I got a little carried away at the end there. I put a few extra notes in. Sorry about that. My apologies. It's time to turn the hot light on David for the Would You Rather. This is one that has to do with parents and sex. It's a really good one. I'm just kidding. There's a whole bunch of weird ones out there that are just like really straight. Would you rather? Okay. Okay, yeah. Would you rather have an itch that doesn't go away or hiccups that do not stop? For life, but neither of them has like if you scratch the itch too much, it doesn't get too sore or anything. Like the itch is just there.
So it won't become like abrasive.
Yeah, it's not like the itch is
I'll
going to be
take the
worse.
itch.
Really?
Yep.
An
Yeah.
itch over hiccups?
Yep.
Hiccups can be fatal, man, if you
Exactly.
have them for
you
days.
can die for that.
Yeah. Oh, man, that would drive me crazy.
That's right. I mean, like, if you were a forensic pathologist, you would have known that.
See? I should have. You're right. I should
Should have stayed in school.
I should have stayed in school. An itch that, well, okay, good for you, good for you, good for you. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see what Neil has for his final question of getting to know the goats, ladies and gentlemen.
Really
It's 9:08. We have one song left. We've got an interesting thing coming up tonight. What's that thing we do? It's the video rewind. We have got the Judgment video that Steve shot down at the bowling alley with Steve and Luke and me and you before Neil. But
That's right.
Neil was there in the photo shoot because we did Goats. At the time, the Goats were a different band than...
They are now.
Yes, because I was still just Ken Tizzard. I hadn't put together an official band. It's just Ken Tizzard, and then the Goats were the fiddle tune band that kind of morphed into this. Got it. I remember now. There we go. The world record for hiccups is shocking. I'd be curious. Anybody know what that is?
A lifetime?
Michael Monroe, getting to know the band must be like Lord of the Rings or some shit. Endless.
You talking about your
Pretty
favorite
much.
book there?
I do love the Lord of the Rings. If I had to pick a favorite book, it would actually be, and I don't even know, something, I don't even know if I can remember it, but I remember this having a huge impact on me. I've had so many books, that's a hard one to pick. But Tigana comes to mind.
What's that?
Tigana, a Guy Gavriel Kay book from
Yeah.
Guy Gavriel Kay from Winnipeg. Anyways, interesting book. We're going to end the night with Already Gone. Next week we've got the punk rock show. We do have a special guest schedule, but there's been a few reschedules, and we're going to see if we make it happen. And either way, next week will be focused on punk rock. We'll play a bunch of punk rock tunes. We'll talk about punk rock. I'll talk about some of my favorite records. At the end of the show tonight, stick around to watch the Judgment video. Once again, thanks to Allison for the newsletter. It's out. People have been loving it all week, and you can get it for free at the website. It's a monthly newsletter on everything that happens on the Whiskey Wednesday show. For those of you turning in for the first time, thank you very much for dropping by. And we're here every week on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and all that crap. And we appreciate you being there. We are going to end tonight with a song called Already Gone. Which goes like this. Oh, no, before we do that, I knew there was something. The last question for Neil.
Oh, I don't think we got time for that.
We do, it's a would you rather. Would you rather get $1 for every compliment that you give, or get $10 for every incredibly mean thing that you say to people? What would you rather?
I think I'll go with the first.
The meanness?
No, the first.
You're claiming the First Amendment?
Read the questions.
Would you rather $1 for every compliment you give?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to go that way.
Well, just goes to show.
Okay, I'm going to change the question just a little bit. While driving on the 401 to other people in surrounding cars, would you rather give $1 for a compliment or $10 for each incredibly mean comment?
Well, I'm still going to take the high road.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I don't believe you.
That's disappointing.
No,
I'm not saying I wouldn't get more money if I took the latter, but
Right.
nevertheless, I'm trying to be
Okay.
gracious.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's a fantastic answer. Nice to see.
Would this have anything to do with the time I got pulled over when we were taking Cassie back to Kingston?
I don't think it has anything to do with that, but now that you brought us up...
Sir, you were doing 142. Yeah, I know, but I have an excuse. I used to be a traveling salesman, and that asshole wouldn't move out of the left-hand lane, so I had to get around him. Anyway.
Neil was about to start quoting like the Highway Act. Do you know that number 427B on the Highway Act says that you can't go slow in the fast lane, and this guy's been going slow for too long, and I had to pass him in the fast lane, and that's why I was doing so fast. Yeah, you were the one speeding.
I was
That was fun.
guilty as charged.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got to know the goats a little bit tonight and got to know Barry a little bit more as well. You can email Alison some questions if you have any questions. Oh, Paul Duffy, thanks for tuning in, brother. See you next Wednesday. fun night, man. Oh, it's nice to get to know you guys. I learned some stuff I didn't know. That's kind of cool.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Neil couldn't masturbate without his hippo. So it's been a while. It's been here since Christmas. I'm sorry,
I know.
man.
Just realized how deprived I've been.
I don't want to give you that hippo now, that poor fucking thing. Oh, my. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another great night here with the goats. Thanks to Barry, thanks to Alice, and thanks to the doggies. Thanks to everybody around us who takes care of us through the week and sends us positive messages and gives us phone calls and drops by and says hi, and all the medical people that help out with Allison and stuff and the PSWs. It's just great. So thank you all for being a part of that. My name is Ken Tizzard. We have Mr. Ken Grant. We have Mr. Dave Lawrence. We have Mr. Neil Lucy. And we have over there Barry Tuig. We are the Whiskey Wednesday Show. We are here every week giving you a little bit of a break from the world. Tony Arkell says, great to get to know the masturbators. No, get to know the masturbators. Take care, everybody. Remember, when you're out there, to be like Steve. Take care. Cheers.
I got a whole world of judgment on me now. I am cursed and called a craven coward. This I will avow. I treasure my notoriety. I'm the man no man wants to see. Still it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. I did it all for fortune and for fame. Now I'm the man. I shot and I killed Jesse James. Everybody knows me now for sure. Every meal's a feast, every empress is a whore, and it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. See his face forever in my dreams. I see me shoot him with a gun. It was a gift from him to me, and I did it all for fortune and for fame. Now I'm the man. I shot and I killed Jesse James. Everybody knows me now for sure. Every meal's a feast, every empress is a whore, and it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. Face forever in my dreams. I see me shoot him with a gun. It was a gift from him to me, and I got a whole world of judgment on me now. Oh, I am cursed, called a craven coward. This I will avow. Well, I treasure my notoriety. I'm the man no man wants to see. Still it's better to be famous for the wrong I've done tonight than to be nobody all my life. Than to be nobody all my life. I did it so I wouldn't be nobody all my life.
Once again, thanks for spending another Wednesday with us here at Storyhouse Studios. Thanks to Trainer, Yorkville, and the Longtooth Beverage Company for being a part of the show. We love our time on the Whiskey Wednesday show and appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to hit up the tip jar if you feel so inclined. Never expected, but always appreciated. Tune in every week for more guests, songs, stories, drinks, and gear talk. And don't forget to visit the website, www.kentizzard.com, to sign up for the Whiskey Wednesday wrap-up. Compiled by Allison, this is a monthly overview with highlights, directories of songs, and so much more. Be kind, be helpful, be happy, be safe. See you next week.
The seal on a Jim Beam cannon.